everyone, welcome to Voices Unplugged. I'm your host Dishang. Today we are here with students from Christ University in India and the American University in Cairo, Egypt, to learn more about each other's culture, campuses and student life experiences. Thank you for joining us, and to begin with, could you introduce yourself, your name, your course, your year and one interesting thing about yourself?
Okay, so hi, I'm Asmi. I'm a third year liberal arts student with my majors in business studies.
My name is Ganar Ayeri and my course is social inequality, but my original major is mass communication in Egypt.
And a fun fact about me is I love dancing, and you'll find me dancing here and there.
One fact about myself, I'm very good at memorizing movies, but mainly Egyptian movies and shows. So like some shows I could literally like say it word for word with every episode. So
Wow, that's really
a weird
great, yeah.
talent.
So let's start with your university. If someone visited for just one day, what's the first place you'd take them and why?
The very first place that I'll take them is the terrace garden, the 8th floor, because I just love staying there. The wind's blowing, the turf, the 2 canteens, and it's just a chill vibe.
I used to live at the dorms, and we have beautiful gardens, and this is not something that's common like in Bangalore. One of the rare places that has gardens in Egypt. A part that's very hidden beside the dorms, and take them on a walk there, probably at night at an unreasonable hour, because why not? Because it's safe and the weather is great at night. So yeah, and there's no rush. There's not much people. So.
Wow, that's really great to hear. Could you describe Christ University in 3 words?
Discipline, curiosity, and diversity.
Could you describe AUC in just 3 words if you had to?
AUC, home, because I loved living in the dorms there. Open-minded, because it really like challenged my beliefs in a lot of things. And our liberal arts program, for us it's not a major. It's just it's the system is liberal arts. Even if you're engineering, you're still liberal arts. The third word would be pretty, I guess.
Okay. All right. So if we are moving on and talking about culture, could you name one Indian festival or one Egyptian culture or tradition that you think everybody should experience at least once in their lifetime?
Me personally, I think they should experience Diwali, because that's the major festival that we celebrate in India. And I personally love it because all my family members from different parts of the country come together, and then we sit, have to chat, and then make sweets, and then it's a fun vibe too.
I'd say Ramadan. Ramadan is a month where it's a Muslim tradition. But in Egypt, it's Muslims fast, and they fast the whole day and they eat after sunset. The thing is, in Egypt, the culture of Ramadan is very, very distinct, and it's very different than other Arab cultures, because we start fasting after, like, just before sunrise. So we eat before sunrise. So the streets are awake till that time, and it's very normal for you to go and have your suhoor, which is the meal before fasting, at 3 a.m. with your friends in a random place. Every like most places are open at that time, and we put a lot of decorations everywhere, and there are songs that are like traditional for Ramadan, and they never get old. They're just classics, and I love them every year.
Wow, that's really great to hear. And if one of our friends from Egypt came to India tomorrow, what's one dish you would insist them to try?
Okay, so it depends if they come to the southern part of India. So the southern dishes that are famous, like dosa, idli, sambar, vada, or if they come to the northern part, maybe like chole bhature, paranthas and all that stuff. So to be specific, if they come to Bangalore, I think I like to eat ghee pori masala dosa, so I would like recommend them to eat.
Coming up to the next question, if someone had to visit Egypt for the very first time, what's the one local food you'd really recommend them to try?
Mahshi wara anab. Mahshi wara anab is basically leaves, and it's stuffed with rice, and it's lemony, and you could add pomegranates to it. This is a like this isn't the Egyptian twist, but you could.
Okay.
And yeah, that's my favorite meal. So, and it's very Egyptian.
So before we move on, let's do a quick rapid fire.
Alright.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Neither.
You've never tried?
No, I tried, but I don't like.
Oh, you don't like either of them. Okay. Mountains or beaches?
Beaches.
Mountains?
Morning person or night owl?
Night owl.
Morning person.
Okay. And one place in Egypt you think everybody should visit?
This is basic, but Sahel.
Okay.
One place in India everybody should visit is Taj Mahal, I believe, because it's one of the 7 wonders and it's a good place to visit. Because me personally, I don't like history to just read on books. I love to experience it and to love stories from other perspectives and other people. So,
Finally, if you could ask a Christ student one question, what would it be?
I'd ask more about the program, the English and Culture Studies. It's very similar, like it's not similar, but like they all want to get into media, but they still have a theoretical background with English and culture and literature, which we don't have in mass comm. We do have an English literature major, but like them merging both English and media, and like I feel like it's very layered, and I like that, and I want to know more about this program.
Okay, that's really great to hear. And finally, if you could ask a question to a student, an AUC student, what would it be?
okay, so a question to them would be like, heard that Egypt is famous for those pyramids and the deserts and all that stuff, but I want to know further about it and the history about Egypt, because I love listening to history, not reading. So, and the famous food that they eat there.
Let's dive into student life and continue our conversation with 2 more guests. Hi, welcome. Could you introduce yourself, your year of study, your course, and one fun fact about yourself?
Okay, so my name is Yassine Bodrawi. I'm a political science student from AUC.
I'm Saptarshi and I'm a third year liberal arts student. I'm currently majoring in international relations and geopolitics.
I'm currently enrolled in a summer semester and I have the fall semester left. So basically a semester and 1 week left.
Okay. And one fun fact about yourself?
Okay, I'm a big animal lover and since I've come to India, I've been to like 3 zoos.
And one fun fact about me would be I love watching psychological thriller movies.
Okay, that's really great to hear. So let's talk about student life. And what's one thing AUC students absolutely love?
I think the main thing AUC students love is the charity organizations we have. We have clubs like student clubs, but that work with charities or are their charities themselves. I think AUC students love that because they create bonds and you usually go enroll into them in your first year. So it's a good way to make friends, but it's also a good way to give back to the community. And I think every person I've talked to since I went into uni or people that are alumni that have graduated before I came in have always told me to join these groups.
What's one thing Christ students absolutely love about the campus?
I feel the number of events that you can get to be a part of. I don't know about any other university, but Christ gives you that opportunity. And I personally have been a part of a lot of them, so I feel it's something that you can actually avail very easily, and it's a great thing.
Okay, moving on. What's something students at AUC always complain about?
Most people that ride the buses, because Cairo, like Bangalore, is a very big city and it's crowded as well. So the buses are always an issue because sometimes the AC is not working, sometimes it's really slow. The timings of the bus slot timings are really like limited. So you can have a course that finishes at 4, for example, and you have to make it to the bus in like 10 minutes. And the campus is big, a lot bigger than Christ here. It's like the other one in Cairo.
Kengari.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's something Christ University students always complain about?
I feel the attendance, which I think the major issue which they face is how do you actually maintain that 85% attendance? That's probably more struggling than you submitting your CIAs on time. So I think attendance is definitely one of the issues that they face a lot, especially before the exams. I also face. But yes, I think that's one of the things that they face.
Okay, so on that, would you like to give a tip how to maintain attendance in Christ?
I feel check your app once and also attend classes. I won't say just be dependent on claims all the time. Maintain a balance that when you know that you can actually pull in and when you can manage the attendance. Especially I would suggest in the starting, they should attend at least some classes so that they're not, struggling way too much initially. Post that, there can always be options where you can because there's a lot of things that you can manage with your attendance, like classes and all. You can alter that. So I think that you can do definitely so that you can keep up with your attendance.
Okay, so that's a really good tip to maintain attendance from Saptarji. Okay, now coming up, how would you describe the atmosphere at your campus, that AUC campus?
It's very lively. There's always in the big areas where people, the common areas where people gather, there's always music playing, or there's always pop-ups, like clubs do their own pop-ups. It's very lively. People are always together. It's loud too. It's very loud, but it's not loud in an annoying way. It's more of like people are coming together, they're interacting. So I like that lively atmosphere, and it's very friendly and very welcoming.
How would you describe the atmosphere at Christ in just one sentence?
Diversity. That's one word also which I would use a lot of times. It's very diverse, especially during Bhasha Utsav, when you see people wearing so many different like costumes. I would say, their cultural wear which they wear, and you see that actually feels like a mini India in my opinion. So
what's one misconception people often have about Egypt?
I think the main misconception everyone thinks is just desert and pyramids and camels and stuff, and which is there are pyramids and there we live in a desert, but it is like Bangalore. It's a city, very big city, full of modern buildings, modern malls, and it's like a big place.
What's one misconception people often have about India which is not true?
I feel, especially if you're from the West, you see these vloggers coming and they always have that notion that it will always be cows roaming around in the streets and they're in bullock carts. They're still like, you're living that rural life even in the cities. Even though the social media has changed that conception a lot, but still a large section of people still believe that India is, mainly agrarian. Now, it is agrarian, but doesn't mean that you don't have cities. That's a very big misconception that a lot of people, when they actually come here, they realize that it's such a big myth.
Okay. All right. So after today's conversation and your time at Christ University, what's something that has surprised you about India or Christ University?
India is a very interesting country, and also like Egypt, I think India deals with a lot of stereotypes and misconceptions. And especially, a lot of people have really bad views of India. India is such a beautiful country. I'm like, the main thing that actually shocks me was how many languages there are. I thought it's only Hindi, and there are other languages, but not spoken. But every state has its own language. If you come from the north, maybe you don't speak something from the south. It's very interesting because I don't think anyone really knows that except Indians or people that do study India. I think that's most surprising, and it's such a beautiful culture and very diverse. And yeah, the language is just shocked me really. I did not expect that.
After getting to know students from AUC, what's one thing that surprised you or changed your perspective?
I feel even though I talked about the perception, I had a misconception about Egypt that it's only pyramids. And that was also the first time I went out and it was the first international trip. I feel the cultural exchange in a lot of way helped me understanding that you're not very different. It's a lot of similarities that we both share, especially the warmth that we get, which is also there in India. And people are just so nice, and they actually whenever you are going on a street and people are just trying to talk to you, especially the flea markets where we went. There, I didn't feel like we're not in India for a second also, because all of them were just, I think one of them actually called me Shah Rukh Khan, and I was like, no, I'm not, but yeah, he's a very famous actor, as you all know.
One last final question. Now that you have spent time both in both campuses, that is in AUC and the Christ University, could you tell me one thing that you would want to take up and pick up from Christ University and you wish that AUC campus would have it?
It might be a pro and a con for some people, but I like how people are dressed in Christ. It's more formal, which I feel like people back in AUC are variety in what they wear, so it takes time in the morning to get ready because you want to make the outfit look good. In Christ, everyone's wearing shirts or kurtas.
Yeah,
sorry. I mean, I like the way they're dressed because it's simple, but it's also you guys look good, but it's simple and it just takes away the hassle of matching or coordinating outfits. I think I really like that. It makes things simpler.
I would say the schedule there, it's very, especially in the day, they have 2 or 3 courses which again they can choose, and post that they're given time to actually work on themselves. So they can actually go out and work somewhere if they want to explore something, or anything they can do post that hours. It's totally up to them, which I feel is not really there in our case because we have a very strict schedule every day, starting from 8 and it goes on till 4. And post that you don't really have time to do anything else. So maybe make it a little more flexible in that way. Allow students to, at least post college, they should have some time just for themselves.
It has been wonderful hearing stories from the Christ students and the AUC students. Today's conversation has made us realize that even though our cultures, traditions, campuses might be different, but still there are no borders when it comes to curiosity and connection. A huge thank you to all our guests for joining us and sharing their perspective. We hope that this episode has inspired you to learn something new and embrace a different perspective. I am Dashang and this has been Voices Unplugged. Thank you for watching and we'll see you up in the next episode.